Hello there. I'm Alex Levy. Thank you for joining the alpha testing team on the Marco Polo project. You are now members of an elite task force, like the Marines or the Backstreet Boys. Your mission is to find and eliminate dangerous bugs, which, if left unchecked, would rend the very fabric of our society. Now, it's my pleasure to introduce my colleague, Akash Sani.
Hey there, alpha testers. My name is Akash Sani, and you look fantastic today. I'd like to tell you about the system that you're going to be working with to fulfill your duties. The first is a robust and magical web application. The second component is a robust and magical mobile application.
We're out here in the wild with one of our first alpha testers. He seems to be right on the verge of discovering and well documenting a real bug.
When I move an item from the phone over to the clipboard and try to add a picture, the picture does not save.
Now that's a good level of detail and specificity.
We're now here with one of our very worst alpha testers, who often gives extremely subjective and very useless information to us. Let's see what he's got now.
I dislike the colors, and the gradients remind me of the 1990s.
That is useless.
Okay, now that you have an idea of how we're hoping you can help us, we're going to take you on a really quick tour through our application so you see what you should play with and try and break.
So here we are at the Nexus One home screen. We just tap on the Marco Polo icon, and now we're at the welcome screen, and I've already entered some credentials, and we're going to be registering from the mobile Android device to the Marco Polo servers. So I've already entered some credentials, android@user.com, and I can just hit sign up, and I get a thank you message, and we're ready to start using the application.
Okay, now you'll notice that there isn't actually any data there in the application, and we get it in there using our web application. So I'm going to sign up using the credentials that Akash just used. What did you use, Akash?
Android@user.com.
Okay, perfect.
Password Android.
Okay, so we're going to sign in. So to create stuff, we go over here to the right side of the screen, we use the clipboard, we make the new button there. To edit it, we click our little edit button in the top right. You get these when you hover over items. I'm going to rename this Music I Like. That'll be the category that we're going to demo. I'll pop that over here. Next, I'll show you how to nest stuff. So let's have a subcategory under music, such as music from the 90s. I click into Music I Like there, like that. And then I'm going to just move the 90s over here to nest it. Finally, let's nest one further by putting in a band. Let's say S Club 7, very big hit in the 90s, UK band. And we'll go under 90s, we'll drag in S Club 7. Finally, I'll show you how to assign a picture. Click on the left here. We've got a file dialog. I just happen to have a picture of my S Club, and I click save. That saves the image. Click the check mark, it uploads it. Okay, now when we go back over to the device,
now we can just hit the settings button on the Android, the settings hard key, and click sync now. And you can see that the Music I Like category has appeared. If we head inside, we can see Alex's favorite band.
S Club 7.
And you'll notice that the picture has already also been downloaded, and if you long press on the picture, you'll get a large view of it and a large view of the text. So now you can see we've created a category called Dudes, and I just wanted to show you that if you long press on this category, the phone will speak it for you.
Dudes.
So that's true of pretty much all the text on the screen. At any time you can long press on it and it'll speak. So if I go into Dudes, I see I have a word for Alex here.
Alex.
And if I want to change the picture associated with Alex, I can just hit update picture and take a picture. So Alex is right here, I'll take a quick picture of him. Great shot. So now you can see Alex's picture has been updated. And now we can turn over to the web interface, and if we look for Alex, we will notice that right away or very soon Alex's word will have a picture associated with it, and you can see
right there. You see, we can bring it down. We can see a nice big version of that picture, and we can also change it if we think we have a better picture somewhere. Finally, I'm also going to show you how we can rearrange these. So let's say we don't like Alex too much. We want to put him at the bottom of this list. It's understandable. So I'm going to click and drag him all the way down to the bottom. And now if we turn back to the device and we sync it.
So we're inside Dudes. You can see we haven't synchronized yet. Once we do synchronize, though, Alex moves down to the bottom.
Okay, next up we're going to show you the place mode. Places are an important concept in Marco Polo. The idea is that you can go somewhere and we can detect your location and use that to provide a smaller subset of a vocabulary. So let's show you how you create and edit those. First, at the top menu bar here, we're going to click on Places. That takes you to the Places mode. You'll see over here you've got a map. You can move the map around. If you hover over here, you'll see that little ghosty flag pops up right in the middle of the map. If I were to click that, that creates a new location. But the main way in which people are probably going to add locations is using our search function. So you'll see here I can type in something like pizza. Now the search it'll do will be relevant to where you are in the world at that time, so it'll scope it to the nearby area. So we can see Queen Slice on College. I'm sure we've all seen it. We click it right there. When we click it once, we get a little plus. When we click a plus, it adds it as a place on the left. The geodata is automatically extracted and is automatically named. To create a word that's under it, I click this plus button at the bottom, and I can add relevant words like pizza, and let's say health codes because we know what Queen Slice is like. And then when we turn over to the device, let's see what happens there.
So now that we have new data from the web user interface, we can go ahead and synchronize like usual. We get a little message saying the sync is complete. And now if we click this bright orange flag in the bottom right corner, we can click on it and we switch to the location mode. And we can ask the phone to find places near me. And that's the top icon. Hit that and it says it's looking for nearby places, and it finds Queen Slice Pizza. So we click on that and we see the two words that Alex just added.
Health codes.
So we can go to Queen Slice and ask them why they don't follow health codes. And if we hit this little refresh button in the bottom left corner, we return to this page. And the other interesting thing is because the phone is always connected through GPS, we can click on Add Place. And right now we are in a lovely conference room in the Bain Center, so I'm just going to go ahead and type in Bain Center. This is difficult to type on. So I've added a place called the Bain Center. I can take a picture of the room I'm in much the same way as before. So now I have a new place called Bain Center with this picture, and I just click OK, and I get a check mark indicating that the place was added. And now when we go back to the web UI,
You can see that if we refresh the page, we now have two locations, and one, of course, is the Bain Center. When we click on it there, we actually bring it up on the map so we can see where it is, and so that's a good way of browsing your places. Finally, let's say we want to move that flag. So we want to move our perceived location of Bain Center or set some location differently. We just click the flag and we can drag it around really nicely like that so we can move it further down the street. Okay, last on the web interface, I'm going to show you the account page. So the final of these three buttons up here, if you click on account, you'll see we have this update account details page. This is where you can change your password to a new password using the usual fashion. You can see your billing plan on the right, which at this point, of course, because you are a good friend or family, is $0. And you can also change your picture. If you click on the picture, just like we've seen before, but this time I can add a picture of a person, and I click save like that, and I click check. Now here's the really, really cute part. When I click check and it loads up, you'll also see that now the menu bar at the top of the screen comes to reflect that that's the person, and whenever you click around to different parts of the site, now their face is there.
I'm just going to go through the settings page on the mobile application for Android. So if I hit this little settings button right here and click MP settings, stands for Marco Polo settings, you can see I have four possible settings here. The first is voice type. This is not yet implemented, so please do not log any bugs about it. It does not work, but one day you'll be able to select between a male and female voice. Additionally, there's a username, password, and upload only on Wi-Fi. This is a setting that can be set to ensure that all photo uploads, so photos taken on the phone that get uploaded to the server, happen only when the user is on a Wi-Fi connection. All right, last but definitely not least, we're going to show you the Google Code page that you'll be using to let us know about any bugs or errors that you encounter. So the URL is here. We'll give you probably a better look at it in post-processing. So if you encounter a bug, you can click the New Issue button, and you'll have to sign in with your Google account. If you really don't want us to know who you are, feel free to make a new Google account. So here we would be reporting a defect from the user, and we can enter a one-line summary like mobile app won't start. And as a description, it says what steps will reproduce the problem. For one, we can say launch application. What is the expected output? Expected app starts. Actual app does not start. So very clear and concise, and to give us a good sense of what's going on. What version of the product are you using? To answer this question, we'd like you to enter the application that you saw this bug on. So for example, you'll be saying Android. And if you were logging a bug about the web user interface, then you could type web. And if there's any information, deal breaker. So that's not okay. And you can type, and yeah, that's it. And if you want to assign a priority, that'd be nice as well. And you just hit submit issue here, and now we can see that this shows up here, and I can look at it and figure out why my app won't start.
To wrap up, we just want to summarize what we've shown you so far and the ways in which we hope you can help us. So we've shown you 3 pieces. The first is a web application used for configuration. The second is a phone application used for everyday communication. And the third is our Google Code site, which we hope that you can use to find bugs and report them to us.
The way that you can help us the most is by giving us as much detail and as much specificity as you can gather about any bugs that you encounter. This way we'll be able to reproduce, fix, and eliminate these bugs from our system so that we can take this from a pretty good, relatively stable application to a 100% production-ready application that users will be able to use.
And to sum up, in the end of this video, we just want to thank you so much for taking your time and your effort to help us with our project. We think the end result is going to be beautiful, thanks primarily to the work that you're able to do to help us make this a really good program. Thanks again. See you later.
Thanks.